I'm back. You guys are probably wondering, where the hell has this guy been? Does he not like us anymore? Does he just, I don't know. But it's great to be back. I am so sorry, guys. I have been totally neglecting doing the lives, and it's not that I don't like doing it. It's I've been very busy. I want you guys to understand how busy I've been with everything. I've been working very, very hard to complete the perk fulfillment for Indiegogo. I still have a few more to get out there too. So that has taken up a lot of my time. Plus, I've been diving deep into pre-production with my next film and all that wonderful stuff. So I've been busy. I've been busy. Let's see who we've all got in the chat. Let me just turn this a little bit here. Michelle Blasky. Hey, Michelle, I don't think you've ever been first in the chat. I don't know. Maybe you have. Probably have. I mean, this is episode 71 now, if you can believe that. New promotion, Vintage Films. Woohoo! My dear friend Steve is back. I know. I can't believe it. Thank you, Pupadas, our good buddy. I'm the first person who ever gave a super chat to this channel. So I just want to shout out to Pupadas. Nona Chan. Hey, hello, Steve. Missed you. I've missed everybody. And Kimberly from Macabrish. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. So happy to be back, guys. So happy to be back. I'm gonna try my darndest. I'm gonna try my darndest to get back on track with this show. I do love doing it. It's just you guys. Oh, I hope you understand how busy I've been with everything that's going on. And today we got some wonderful news. I'll share that with you in a bit regarding the SAWYER massacre. So. Yeah, we'll share that with you as well. But I wanna first give a shout out to our good buddy at Skynet Video, Taylor from Skynet Video, who has taken care of our VHS perks for us. Really good guy. I communicated with him all the way back on the very first campaign. Can you do this for us? Can you do VHS? I didn't think anybody did VHS anymore. And he's like, yeah, I could do it. So look at these VHS that he's done. That's I believe that's him holding it up right before he shipped them out. So very cool looking VHS. You can see the attention to detail he took. I think this. I honestly I want one for myself. Looking at these just as a collector's item, I just think they're so cool. I might have to get him to ship me one, but shipping to Canada is so expensive these days. I can't believe how outrageous Canadian shipping is. It's basically the same as shipping from the U.S. to the U.K. So I mean, if I was to get him to ship, I may as well have him ship it to the U.K. That's like $40. Unbelievable. I got a few more people that have joined us, I think. I see Joe. I'm going to mention you too, Joe. Joe, he's got it on his Fangoria Faithful channel here, but he had his graphic design that he's done for us for all through the SAWYER Massacre. Did for Michelle for the third channel as well. All his logos. He does through his company More Sense Designs. It's awesome. Anybody who needs some cool artwork done, cool graphic art for probably anything. I don't know. I think Joe can pretty much do anything. Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, look at the third channel logo. And he designed these posters for the third channel as well. And you guys seen you guys have all seen the SAWYER Massacre logo and stuff like that. So I don't have any in here, but that's just some of his work. And you should see what he's doing for the next film. So thank you, Joe, for coming on board and being one of our sponsors, our partners. You are totally awesome. And I love working with you. I love what you do. And I can't wait for you guys to see what he's been working on for my next film, which is Unseen. You guys have probably done it very quickly. OBS Studio. Oh, there's something going on with OBS. Let me check here and see if I'm back. What is going on? Am I back? Let me know if I'm back. I don't know how that happened. Am I back? I don't know if I'm back. Let me know if I'm back. Oh, I am back. Okay, I'm back. Why is it not showing on this though? I don't know. It's showing it as a replay only. Oh, you guys say I'm back? Then I must be back. That was weird. I've never seen OBS do that before. I probably have to do some updates on it. Probably. I don't know. It says live now, so yeah, must be working. That's very strange. Okay, I just gotta double check and make sure I'm still going. And our buddy Creepy Clown said, I think that's Christian Spencer. I'm pretty sure it's Christian Spencer, but I could be wrong. Christian, is that you? I think so. I think so. Because I know you're into clowns. You guys writing a clown, something to do with a clown massacre or something like that. Thank you. I'm glad I'm back. Glad I'm back. What was I even talking about? We saw Joe from Fangoria Faithful. Hi, Michelle. Thank you, Steve. It's been a pleasure. Yes, I mean, the work you've done, Joe, has been just so amazing. So, yes, I'm just happy to have you be a part of Sequanda Films going forward, and Unseen. I look forward to showing you guys what is going on with Unseen. So it's very cool. And one more shout out I gotta do before I get into my other shout outs. God, it's a lot of shout outs. Holy crap! And my usual shout outs, but I want to give a shout out. We heard this morning, got this morning. The wonderful actress Nika Liu from the SAWYER Massacre. Congratulations, she won Best Actress at the Film Basement Horror Film Awards 2023. I'm so proud of this young woman. She's just 19 years old, I believe, and this was the first feature film she's ever been in. She's been in a short or two, but that's it. You know, she really came she became attached to the SAWYER Massacre without any previous acting experience, other than, you know, a lot of acting classes in theater and stuff like that, musical theater and stuff like that. But as far as film and TV, I believe before we cast her, she hadn't been in anything, and here she goes of her first feature that we shot in 9 days, by the way, and she wins Best Actress. So I'm so proud of Nika. You really deserve it, Nika. I don't know. I just very, very proud. That's your first award of many, I'm sure. Not necessarily just for the SAWYER Massacre, but I see a bright future for Nika going forward. Hey, our buddy John from Doomsday's Crypt is here. Hey, brother. Hey, good to see you. Well, not see you, but good to see you in the chat. You know? I'm rough at this. I haven't done it for a while. You can tell I haven't done a show for a while because I just rough. I don't know what to say sometimes, you know. But yeah, congrats once again to Nika. All those wonderful things that are going on. Yeah, I know it's a lot. I do plan on doing this more often, and I won't have to catch up on a bunch of plugs and stuff like that. But now on to our typical normal plugs that I do on this show. Michelle from Breathless Beauties has these wonderful horror themed dolls. I'm not sure what's happened to Michelle. I don't know if she's around anymore, but I love her work. And you know, links are in the description. Go check out her stuff. There's our good buddy Brett Stewart from Good Real Hunting. He loves Scream, so he got himself a Scream doll. And Michelle Blasky from who did the Third Channel. This is her interesting artwork. Miss 44. Believe we got the link to this in the description as well. Redbubble, I believe it's Redbubble. I think. I don't know. I always forget. I think it is, but if you have any other links, Michelle, let me know. But it's pretty cool stuff. There you go. New phone typo crazy. Oh, did you have it? I'm reading this from far, so oh yeah, I see. Hey, Batatha. Hey, Batatha. I can be Batatha. Good to see you live. Has been a while. I know, guys, and I really do apologize. I just I do apologize. I know I've been kind of neglecting doing this show. It's not that I don't like it. I had to get my ass in gear and get a lot of these perks fulfilled. The shipping game has not been easy. I'm just saying that, and I gotta fulfill the perks. You know, it's just been a lot of research figuring out what is the best way to do certain things, and most of the perks are shipped, and a lot of the perks now are out of my hands. Are kind of in the hands of people that we worked with in Texas. So I have a lot of perks that are going to be shipped out from Texas over the next while, and I've been in contact with them. They haven't shipped them out yet, so I think we still got the posters to ship out, the behind the scenes photos. What else? The posters, the behind the scenes photos, the replica Leatherface masks. I know some of those got shipped out, but the SFX artist is doing those, and he's in San Antonio, and he's just been swamped lately. So he was trying to get him out in January, and then he just got, work kind of overtook him. So it could be a little wait on that. Sorry for any of those that got the replica mask. I know that they weren't cheap. They're not cheap. The screen used ones obviously have been shipped out because we needed those for the movie. So it's just for him. It's been a matter of getting them made. It's been a bit of a struggle for it. But Sergio has also said that he might throw in a little bonus for all you guys that did get that. A little bit of a bonus, just for your patience, just for the lengthy wait. It has been a lengthy wait, but I think that's more or less all the perks. I do have to sing a song though. I do still have to sing a song. I'm gonna get to that hopefully within the next week. It was a song I hadn't heard before, so I don't know if you guys will get to hear it because it's going to be at the backer's discretion whether he wants to post it online or not. It's going to get emailed directly to him, and if he wants to put it online, he can. If he wants me to put it on my YouTube channel, I will. But if not, it's all for him. So there you go. Pupadog says the VHS of the SAWYER Massacre is looking very authentic and vintage. Yes, I mean Taylor really put a lot of effort into that. So very happy with that. Hey, we got Carlos from the Lazy Reviewer as well. Thank you for joining. I hope I didn't miss anybody else that has joined. I don't think I have. Anyways, I don't think I have. I think we've got everybody. And I'm sorry that this thing cut out. Something with OBS happened. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I probably need to do an update on OBS. I don't like doing updates, though, because then it makes it all confusing for me. I'm not very good with techie stuff. I don't know if you guys knew that about me. Probably did by now. Anyways, getting all that aside now, I know I've yapped on for like 15 minutes already here, and we haven't even talked about sort of the main themes. We're going to talk about 2 films today. 2 feature-length indie films. One of them is a fan film, and one of them is an extremely low-budget Canadian indie film. Canadian, I gotta support my fellow Canadians. This movie, Skinamarink, has taken the world by storm, pretty much. Made on a budget of $15,000. That's like, I don't know if that's U.S. or if it's Canadian. If it's Canadian, then holy crap. They made that for like a third of what we made the SAWYER Massacre for. So it makes me look bad. kind of, in some ways. But $15,000, this movie, Skinamarink. And I got the opportunity to see it a few weeks ago. And I've since gone back and watched it once more. And I know this movie is definitely one of those movies that you either love it or hate it. Okay, and I totally get that. I totally understand both sides of that coin. But I am going to get into spoilers here a little bit with the Skinamarink. I'm going to get into spoilers with both Skinamarink and Valentine Bluffs because I just am. I don't have one of those. But hey, it's in the title that there's spoilers. It's a spoiler chat today. So hopefully you guys have seen both of these films. If you've only seen Skinamarink, then you can tune in now. If you've only seen Valentine Bluffs, then tune in about 40 minutes ish from now. I don't know. That's a guesstimate. 40 minutes. I'm gonna say 40 minutes. Guys are all telling me it's got to be before 7 o'clock. We'll see. We'll see if we hit that mark. Probably not. But Skinamarink. I want to talk about this because I have seen a lot. I've seen either people either love it or hate it. I've seen a lot of reviews on people that hate it, and I've seen a lot of reviews of people that love it. And I've seen some people that were, reviews online of people who were just very confused. And that's okay. I think this is one of those movies that's okay to have any sort of feeling toward it. But me personally, and I think you guys probably know this about me, is I love stuff that is up to interpretation. I really do. It's like I couldn't help but make a lot of the Sawyer Massacre ambiguous and up to interpretation, even though I don't necessarily think it needed to be. It's just I like ambiguity, and like I said, when I first came up with the ending to the Sawyer Massacre, I thought it was too cut and dry, and boy was I wrong about that. It's definitely not cut and dry. I even heard a new theory today on the ending of the Sawyer Massacre, a new theory today, and that was that the baby crying you hear at the end is actually Allison, and she was always a member of and she didn't know that she was actually a member of the Sawyer family. And that's why Leatherface and Grandpa like her so much. It's totally not what I'm going for, but hey, it's another cool theory. It just goes to show you it was nowhere near as ambiguous as I thought it was, or nowhere near as cut and dry as I thought it was, I should say. John from Doomsday Crypt says, I have it on my watch list. My pal told me to give it a watch. Yeah, watch both of those movies. I'm sure you've seen Valentine Bluffs by now, though, John. You've probably had those guys on your channel. Great guys, by the way. Tom Smith, Chuck Ryan, Roland Keller. Those are all three awesome dudes. I've had a lot of great conversations with Tom Smith. It's just a really, really great guy in the community, and does great SFX work. Great SFX work. And we'll talk about that when we talk about Valentine Bluffs a bit. But yeah, so I mean, me personally with Skinamarink, I didn't think I would ever say this, but I think this might be my favorite horror film since the Blair Witch Project. I really think it might be. I mean, I'm thinking about the other films I've liked as much since the Blair Witch Project came out, and I don't know. There's a few really good ones here and there, and there's some that like, is it horror or is it more dark drama or whatever? But this one really struck a chord with me, and I'll tell you why. And I think I know why some people won't strike the same chord as. And I think it probably won't strike as much of a chord with people that don't remember their childhood as well. This is just a theory of mine. I don't know. I don't know how well you remember being a very, very little, like before you were in kindergarten or anything like that, and having nightmares at that age. The nightmares I had when I was 4 or 5 years old stick with me today. And this movie, Skinamarink, felt like one of those nightmares. It felt like I was having one of those, not that specific. Not a specific nightmare I had when I was that kid, but it had that same vague feel. You know what I mean? It's of like, what the hell's actually going on here? You don't know what the hell's going on, but it's not good. Whatever it is, it ain't good. I hope that makes sense to you guys, because I mean, I just have a lot of memories when I was really young. And the nightmares are something that always kind of stick with me. They wake you up and you'd go to your parents' room because, oh, holy crap, I had a bad nightmare. And they let you sleep in. When we were kids, we slept on the floor. They wouldn't let us sleep in a bed with them. I don't know why, but they wouldn't let us. So we had to sleep on the floor. Yeah, I go sleep on the floor. And actually, you're safe now with us. But yeah, I mean, I have very, very specific memories of that time, and that's probably a big reason why Skinamarink stuck with me. I know that the story is very vague. I know that a lot of the dialogue you can't hear, and some of it's subtitled and some of it isn't. But I think that's all deliberate. I mean, I think it definitely it's all deliberate. It's done on purpose. I think, from what I can tell, the director really wanted to make things up to interpretation. I want to hear from you guys that have seen it. What did you interpret from this film? What did you think of this movie was really about? As I mean, I've heard all kinds of interpretations, and I kind of battle with a lot of them. Like, does this make sense with this or whatever? Is it the kid is in a coma? I've heard the coma theory. I can kind of see that. The abusive parents or the neglect from the parents, the divorced parents. I don't know. I think it could be any and all of those at the same time. I've had a lot of theories, but I really do. I do feel the divorce thing a little bit more. I do feel like there was probably a divorce. I'll tell you why. It's not 100% guarantee, but I'll tell you why I hit on the divorced angle a little bit more. It's not, and I don't just hit on that divorced angle, but again, we're getting into spoilers here. What is Fangoria? What is Joe saying here? Made the mistake sitting front row for Blair Witch. Oh God, oh God. I didn't sit front row. I saw it in theater, but I didn't sit front. For marketing, fooled everyone around me. I'm sorry, I can't read, but not me. Had to explain that movie to my friends. LOL. Now that's a classic. Yeah, it really is. It really is. But get this: Skinamarink was made for like a fraction of what the Blair Witch was made for, and it's made a couple $1,000,000 at least, anyways. So it's on Shudder. If you have Shudder, go watch it. I don't have Shudder. Oh well, I did the free trial. I had to watch this movie. I had to, so I did the free trial with Shudder just so I can watch Skinamarink, and I watched the trailer first. Did you guys see that trailer? Did that trailer in this house? I can't do the voice very well. My voice is kind of low, but it's not quite that low. In this house. It's funny, I show that trailer to my kid who's just 5 years old, and I figured this kind of stuff, she's probably having nightmares like this. She probably is. And that trailer doesn't intimidate her at all because she doesn't see a boogeyman in it. If you don't see a boogeyman, it's not scary. That's why, if I show her a little bit of footage from Halloween, she'll freak out. She'll go nuts. But Skinamarink, nothing. I thought it was creepy as hell. Just that little trailer. But we all find different things scary. That's for sure. Creepy Clown Sighting says, it reminds me of Paranormal Activity. The second Paranormal Activity used to scare me when I was little. That's what a lot of people have said. It's been a long time since I've seen Paranormal Activity, so can't really compare the two. But I will make some little comparisons to other movies with this. The first one, and I think I've talked about this movie a little bit on this channel, because I even took some inspiration for the SAWYER Massacre from this film, and that's Begotten from, I think it was 89 or 90 when Begotten came out. Very strange film, and I'll be honest, guys, I've never sat through the whole thing. It's not even a very long movie, but it's just very, very abstract. It was very, very, very tough to see what's going on because of the way that it was colored or filtered. All the whatever they did to the film to make it look so old, as you would say. It looks like it was filmed in when film was first created. I don't know, in 1920s or something. It looks really, really old. The image looks very, very distorted and all that stuff. So I mean, it's it's a hard movie to watch, and there's not even a lot of sound. There's no dialogue. There's no music. There is some ambient sounds here and there, but that's it. And you try to watch that for, you know, uh, around 80 minutes. I think it's like 75 minutes or something like that. It's not overly long, but it's long enough that you think, holy crap, this movie is long. And it just, and I get it, but that was a little bit too extreme. But so Skinamarink is kind of abstract in that sense, but it doesn't go quite that far. There is dialogue in Skinamarink. A lot of it you can't hear very well. Again, on purpose. A lot of it's done on purpose, and you get some subtitles throughout the film. But you don't get it's a movie you have to fill in the pieces for yourself, and I doubt that anybody will ever fully get what the director's entire story really is, but I've seen a couple interviews with Kyle Edward Ball, and these guys are from Edmonton. I'm actually friends on Facebook with the actress that played the mother in the movie in Skinamarink. Not you never saw her face or nothing like that, but I'm friends with her on Facebook. She seems pretty nice. Great actress. Oh yeah, I mean. Hey, bootleg 317. Hey, I can never finish. I know I'm the same way. Can't finish it. I just never got around to. I honestly prefer Skinamarink. Oh yeah, me too. 100%. 100%. Where do we find them? I think you're Bobby High. Bobby High, one of our great guys, just joined. Skinamarink, I believe, is only on Shudder. So if you want to watch Skinamarink, you have to watch it there. It's not for everybody. This is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's not something that a lot of people don't like it. I like it, but I like this kind of stuff to a point. Again, Skinamarink is not quite as abstract as Begotten. Begotten has a story, and it's basically, Begotten is basically the story of humanity and how we've basically destroyed the earth. But, quite honestly, I think a movie like Mother did that better than Begotten. Even though Mother had some things that were hard to watch too, but at the same time, you got the story. I feel like the story was definitely easier to comprehend in Mother rather than Begotten. I get it though. You got to give the director props for their artistic direction, and as hard as Begotten is to watch, it's something you see an image from Begotten, it's Begotten. You know what I mean? That's what makes it kind of cool. I think that's what makes it kind of cool. And same with Skinamarink. You see something from Skinamarink, it's from Skinamarink. Hey, Chris Snyder's here as well. Hey, Steve, I didn't like Skinamarink at all. That's okay. Hey, it's not for everybody. I appreciate the filmmakers had a vision and made it happen. I respect that, but couldn't get into the film itself at all. Yeah, I totally get it. Like I said, this is my kind of film. This is not for everybody. I love ambiguity. I love ambiguity. And I'm so honored that people find the ending of the Sawyer Massacre ambiguous. I'm so glad that people have their own interpretation, because, again, when I wrote that baby cry at the end of the Sawyer Massacre, at the time I wrote it, I'm like, this is too cut and dry. So to hear all these different theories on the ending, on what that baby cry means in the Sawyer Massacre, that makes me feel like I really did what I wanted to do. And that was bring some, up to interpretation type of thoughts from people. So that's what I wanted. But that's why we also have a lot of people that don't like the Sawyer Massacre too, because some want it cut and dry. A lot of people will want cut and dry endings, and you'll never get that from me. I don't think so. I don't think you'll ever get an ending that's totally cut and dry. I want to put questions in your guys' minds. But I'd love to hear some theories from you guys, though, too, on Skinamarink. What does the ending of what does Skinamarink mean in general? It's does it have to do with abuse? neglect, like what really happened. And I was getting into the whole divorce thing too, and I kind of went off on a bit of a tangent. One thing I noticed, I don't know how many people picked up on this in Skinamarink. So when the boy Kevin falls down, hits his head, and I guess it's hard to tell what happened, but I get you hear them come back, you hear the dad go get him, bring him, probably brought him to the hospital or whatever. And then they come back and he calls somebody. The dad calls somebody. And it's heavily implied that it's his mom. That it's the mom. I don't know for sure if it is. It might not be the mom that he's calling. But if it is, I want you guys to think about this. If it's the mom, this should imply divorce more than anything else. He called a long distance number. He dialed 10 digits when he dialed. And this day and age, dialing the area code is, I believe it's everywhere. It is here in Canada anyways. We dial the area code no matter where you live. But back in the 90s, you did not do that. You did not dial the area code. You just dialed the number. So either the mom is on a faraway vacation or business trip or something, who knows, or they're divorced and she's moved away and she's left the kids with the dad. That's an interpretation. I can't say for 100% that is right. A, we don't know for sure if it's the mom. It feels like it's the mom. And B, there's potential that the mom is on a business trip or something. I mean, that it's, the 90s were still kind of progressive in that regard, that, women worked and sometimes the men didn't, but that's what it feels like to me. Okay. So just a little bit of a thought. Well, I see some more comments here. I'm gonna read the comments. Bobby, hi. The Bribery Cry lets you take it where you'd like as a viewer. There's the obvious routes, but there's others just as easily possible until Sawyer 2 comes. Everybody wants a Sawyer 2. I don't know what to do now. No rush on Sawyer 2, I'll tell you that much. I definitely I'm making Unseen before Sawyer 2, 100%. So we'll see how fast Unseen comes together. Never noticed that, but that's a great observation. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it was just one thing I observed on my second watch too. This, by the way, but it's definitely something that makes me lean towards that whole divorce. And then the other thing that really kind of leads me towards that whole divorce thing was there is the older sister saying, I don't want to talk about mom. So it feels like there's a little bit of animosity there. I can't remember exactly what the boy says. Oh yeah, maybe dad went with mom. Kevin says, maybe dad, where did you think dad went to? Maybe he went with mom. And the sister says, I don't want to talk about mom. I thought that was one thing. And then when we actually see the mom in the bedroom, well, we see the dad first and then we see the mom. We never see them together at the same time, right? That's kind of a weird thing. The whole look under the bed thing, that was very strange. It was creepy, but it was very strange. And she looked under the bed twice. Why do you think she did that? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there was nothing there both times, but maybe there was something. But it's like, what was it? Was there something there? What? Yeah, that's the thing, and you try to trick your eyes to see something. Maybe you saw something. Maybe there was something there and you just couldn't see it. I'm interested. I'm definitely very, very intrigued by a lot of things in this movie. What else was I going to talk about? There's a lot to talk about with Skinamarink. I mean, there really is. I mean, there's so many different things about it. So things I liked about it. Let me just tell you the things I really like about it. Okay, the ambiguity, obviously. But at the same time, if there is any negatives, maybe it's a little too vague sometimes. Maybe things are just a little bit too vague. And it just, I mean, it depends on who you talk to, though. I don't know. I still kind of like. I don't know if I can still even say that's a negative because it's. I really dig it. It got me thinking about like all these different theories. So there you go. Oh, Doug. Doug's here. Hey, Doug. Hey, Steve. Do you think a lot of directors do not want an ending so cut and dry and leave it open ended to set up for a possible sequel? Some. I think some do for that regards. Not all. I mean, some people just like that open end. Like I don't. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Kyle Edward Ball is going to do a Skinamarink 2 that'll tie more together. But I don't know if he would. I wouldn't. But like I wasn't planning on doing a SAWYER Massacre sequel. But holy crap, I might have to. You know what I'm going to try to do though? I'll tell you this. I hope a SAWYER Massacre sequel does come into play at some point. But I really hope that I'm not the one directing it. I would like to work with another director on putting it together. Maybe I'll help with the script, help with ideas, help with the story, co-produce it or something. But I'd really like to see another director take the reins of a sequel. That's just me. I'd like that just so I can focus a little bit more on my other projects. What up, homie? Hey, John. How you doing, buddy? My buddy John. My good buddy John. How you doing, man? Oh, by the way, I think John still got the t-shirts for the SAWYER Massacre t-shirts in his store. Go check those out. I believe we got the link in the description to the store. So, and if John doesn't still have Behind the Fiends tees in his store, then go check it out for other merch. Just saying. Oh, yep, they're still there. Yeah, they're still there. Go check them out. Go check them out. There we go. Now I've gone off track here. Now, yeah, I mean, I guess you could say with Skinamarink, as far as anything negative goes, if it was me doing this movie, which it wasn't, obviously, but if it was, I would probably start the movie almost like a normal movie. You know, you see the whole family, you see what's happening, and then when the kid does fall down the stairs and hit his head, that's when things become all abstract and stuff. I probably would do it like that. I probably wouldn't want to start off right away so abstract. You know, probably not, but that's a pretty small knock. And that's very subjective. Told you to keep them up as long as you want. Well, you can keep them in there. Keep them. I don't think we have to take those out. There, John. I don't think we have to. I don't know, unless somebody tells me I can't sell those T-shirts. But yeah, that's probably one. So I mean, I really don't have a lot bad to say about it. Yeah, does it feel kind of slow? Watching a lot of just random shots of like the ceiling and ground level shots of feet walking and that kind of stuff. It doesn't bother me so much. And maybe it's because I was kind of prepared for it already. I kind of knew going in that this was going to be like this, and it just had me really kind of paying attention. I just wanted to pay attention and try to understand as much as I possibly could, because I just knew going in that this was going to be super, super vague and abstract and, up to interpretation. So maybe because I had that expectation, it wasn't so hard for me to just sit through a lot of that. I'm trying to see things. I'm trying to see if there's something in the darkness and all that kind of stuff. Another cool little thing I kind of thought of, I don't know if I can put too much stock into this, is that this movie could be entirely POV. Could be entirely POV from different characters' perspectives. So obviously we have stuff that's POV that's from the little boy's perspective, Kevin. Obviously we have stuff that's POV in this movie that's from the girl's perspective, Kaylee. And I can't remember the exact age. I think he was 4 and she was 6 or 7 or something like that. Um, but yeah, we definitely have those POVs in the film. But a lot of the still shots, a lot of the ones looking at the ceiling. What if this is just me going out on a limb here? What of the possibility that maybe there's a third child, a baby, that's crawling around, lying around, and you're seeing some of what they see. When you're a baby, you're looking at the ceiling a lot of times. That's just the life of a baby. That's what you see. So I mean, it's a far fetched thought, but maybe there is a third child in this house, and a lot of what you see is from that baby's perspective. And then I also could think that a lot of this could be POV from whatever supernatural entity is in this house. That's another possibility. I don't think for a second that any of this movie is from the POV of the parents. I don't think so. But the more I look at it, I'm like, okay, I could see this one being the POV of the little boy. I could see this one being, and think, okay, this one's kind of weird though. What if this is a POV from the whatever this supernatural entity is it an entity at all though? That's another thing. I want to talk about that. Is this movie supernatural? Is this a supernatural, or is this just a terrible nightmare? Is there something supernatural happening in this film, or is it just in the boy's head? I don't want to say I don't think it could all be in the boy's head, because you got POV from the girl's perspective for sure. 100%. There's stuff that's from POV from the girl. So I mean, I've heard that theory that the whole movie is the boy's in a coma because he fell and hit his head. But maybe not. Maybe the funny thing is a lot of it really got weird. It didn't get totally weird at that moment. It got weird when the kids woke up in the middle of the night and things got strange. So I mean, another theory I have with that, and it depends on how you look at it, and certain things kind of take away from this theory that I've thought of. But what if the little boy Kevin, he fell down, hit his head, and it was worse than the dad told the mom on the phone? Like, what if the dad was on the phone and he's like, Kevin's okay, doesn't need stitches, all that stuff, all the stuff he said. Kaylee said she was sleepwalking. The sleepwalking thing is kind of strange, though. Kind of curious on that. Maybe another theory can be built off of that. maybe another one can be built off of that. But what if the boy was basically got into a comatose state, and the dad was trying to sell it off that he's going to be okay. And maybe the dad really thought that he's going to be okay, didn't take him to the hospital or anything. Who knows? Maybe he just went out for a drive because he blames himself for the kid hurt himself or whatever, and he, came back, and that was the slam and stuff he heard. And then told the mom that he's fine, he's going to be okay, but he's not really okay, if you know what I mean. He's not really okay. And then the mom drives from wherever the hell she's driving from, who knows how far away she's driving from. It's a long distance number, and finds out that, Kevin's not okay, and, basically blows up on him. And then we get into this husband and wife quarrel that, ultimately ends bad. And, it could be looked at as like a murder-suicide type of thing. Really dark, I know. Dark places. And, like, the whole family gets essentially murdered and suicide by either the mom or the dad. Who knows for sure? Hard to say. I think of the idea with the dad. I think that it's weird, though. The dad was gone, though. because they woke up in the middle of the night and they couldn't find the dad. They're like, "Where's Dad?" So it's almost like, well, that's a tough one. It almost feels like, okay, maybe both the kids got killed first. you know, dark stuff. I know, guys. It's dark. It's dark, but um, it's it's just, again, this is just one theory, guys. It's one theory. So what if the kids woke up, but the parents hadn't, and they're both in like a limbo state, before dying or something like that? I don't know. And I don't know. It's hard to fully grasp that whole concept, but that's why their dad's missing, and then when they finally do him, well, maybe the dad finally did himself in, or whatever, or the parents finally did himself in. And again, the time passage through all that, because it seems like days are going by, but is it really days going by? I think in dreams it feels like a lot of time's going by when it actually isn't. I think that's the idea, that they're trying to connect with all of that. Again, because Kevin phones 911 late in the movie. It seems like days have probably gone by at this point, and that felt like he really got through, and he's really, talking to somebody, and it feels like it's still fresh, So that's kind of the time. The time passage in a dream is very, very strange. It's hard to comprehend sometimes. So it's a theory. It's many theories, guys. Many theories. Let's see what you guys are saying. I see Bootleg 317 saying a lot of stuff. I don't think it's a nightmare for the same reason you said. When I personally dream, I never see anything that isn't from my own POV. Yeah, but it could be multiple nightmares, right? You could be seeing multiple nightmares. But yeah, I know what you're saying. And then he says, I think there's one moment before they come home from the hospital that's supernatural. The TV turns on and you hear the disappearing rabbit cartoon, but the dad enters the house and the TV shuts off. Yeah, you're kind of right. You're kind of right about that. That was kind of a weird moment. Immediately, I think this might have been the entity testing the water, seeing what the TV can do and how it can influence the kid. I like that. To captivate off the chat. I feel some directors get too comfortable with the formula that worked for their own film initially. Scream. Yeah, I hear you. I love the franchise, but it's all the same formula over and over, which is why I haven't been able to watch Scream beyond the second one. I really liked the first Scream, and then the second one just felt more of the same. So I was like, I kind of feel like I'm done watching this franchise already. Again, the rest of them could be good. I've heard people say that the latest Scream is like the best one, and others say it's dog shit. So I don't know. I don't know what I would think. Again, I haven't got past the second one. John says to cavitate off that. Oh, we read that one already. Yeah, I read that one already. Sorry. Two killers with no motive, or do they? Everyone's a suspect. Unmasking surprise killers. Die. Repeat. Yeah, I hear you. Two killers with no motive, or do they? Yeah, that sounds like every Scream movie, right? I don't know. I've only seen two, so I can't really comment on that. But I've seen comments about pretty much every Scream movie now. So, anywho, what other theories did I have? Yeah, is this a supernatural entity? Where Bootleg 317 does have a good point on the TV turning on. That was kind of. The entity turning on, testing the waters. Yeah, that's interesting. I definitely don't throw it out of the realm of possibilities. That's for sure. But what is this entity, and why are we getting all this, where did the entity come from? Is it coming from the house itself? Is it coming from the people in the house? Is it coming from Kevin or the mom or whoever, right? There's so much pointing at the people themselves, though, too, that something's got to be up with them. You know, when the mom was on the bed and she was talking to Kaylee, and she's, you know, you got that divorce sense in there. You know, your father and I love you and Kevin very much. You know, I get, and maybe it's because I've been through a divorce with my parents when I was roughly the same age, you know, and you know, I kind of remember all that kind of stuff. So it's an interesting film. Put more theories in the chat if you got them. I'd love to hear any other theories. I'm sure I had more, but divorce, abuse, yeah, neglect, death, murder, suicide, supernatural, nightmare. It could be any of those and all of those. Could be any and all of them. That's what's so cool. And the ending, you know, a great ending. I don't think they're trying to set up a sequel. I think it's just meant to be up to interpretation. The face you see, I've heard some people say that they think that's the face of the mother. I've seen a picture of I'm friends with Jamie on Facebook, like I've said. I'm trying to see if it could be her. It could be, but you just don't get enough features from that face to know for sure. But could it be? I'll have to do a side-by-side comparison and see if I can make out enough features in it to really know. I don't know. It's tricky. Excuse me. I forgot to bring water this evening. That's not good. Not good when you're doing the show by yourself. Need to have a guest on. John, oh no, I can't. I'm not using StreamYard tonight. I can't do guests on a. I can't do guests on this. Hey, Peter, how you doing? I'm doing all good. We're talking Skinamarink. Have you seen it, Peter? I personally love the movie. I know why a lot of people don't like it. I know why a lot of people hate it. Been talking about some theories, and that's about it. You know, been just discussing it. I'm curious. You know, if I look at my top 10 horror films, will Skinamarink make my top 10 now? It might. I feel like this is a movie that could make my top 10 horror films now. And again, it's all subjective, personal preference. And I totally get why people hate this movie. Totally get it. But I definitely get why people love it. And I don't think it's because, I've heard some people that love it, tell people that, you just didn't get it, man. No. Well, I don't think anybody got it, though. I don't think anybody fully will get Skinamarink. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I definitely don't think I did. I mean, I think I got probably a little bit, like most people probably did. But are any of my theories going to be exactly what the director has in mind for actually what the actual story is about, what he wrote it about? Probably not. Some things maybe, sure. But I don't think he's ever going to, I don't know, he might go on online or at some point and discuss what all this stuff means, everything in it means. But who knows? Where were we last? We got to Behind the Fiends. Not seeing it yet, but it sounds like if we're trapped in our own mind with our worst nightmares, yeah, you're gonna want to see it, John. Just watch the trailer first, because if you can sit through the trailer and see, image-wise, you're seeing the whole movie in the trailer. Image-wise, you got to watch that for 100 minutes. And again, that's a big reason why a lot of people don't like it. Peter Anthony has seen it. A lot like the 85 movie Dreamscape. Yeah. I upgraded, sir. I have Streamlabs. There you go. I haven't used. I think Streamlabs actually makes OBS though, or I don't know. I don't know. No. I know that I can't go live with two people with OBS. I use OBS because it's very user friendly for me. I just can't have guests on it, and I can get stereo sound with OBS. I can't get the stereo sound through StreamYard. I think you have to get the upgraded version for that. I don't know, because I know some people can get stereo sound, but I can't. Peter Anthony, loved the people involved, but it definitely is a slow burn. Yeah, you have to be invested from the beginning to buy in, and I was not. Yeah, I can totally understand that. I was, I was, but it's not. It's definitely not for everyone. What horror movies coming out this year are you looking forward to seeing? I have to. I've been so busy, I can't really even keep track. Skinamarink was pretty much it. I still have to catch up on last year's horror films, if I'm being honest, Doug. It's been such a crazy year or so. I was doing a show before I think last spring. I haven't got back to it where I watched something for the first time. Merlo's Macabre Matinee. I did 5 episodes of that, and then I kind of lost the time to do it. Sorry to say. I might get back to it though. Had some cool first time watches. Watched some films I really hated though too. Strangers Pray at Night. Fucking hated that movie. God, I really hated that one. But you know, you win some, you lose some. There's some pretty good ones too. But no, I will not watch that movie again. And I know a lot of people loved it. Hey, you know, I love Skinamarink. Other people love Strangers Pray at Night. It's the way it goes sometimes. I did not. And I will not discredit anybody for liking Strangers Pray at Night. And I didn't even care much for the first Strangers. But I really did not care for Strangers Pray at Night. At least the first Strangers, the strangers were creepy and clever and witty and stuff. But in the sequel, they're not even. It's like they're just as stupid as the victims. So I don't know who to root for anymore. You know. Anyways, getting off the topic there, but you know, just saying. No, Streamlabs stole OBS. Oh, really? I had no idea. Maybe that's why I had an issue with OBS earlier in the stream, because I've never had. I don't think I've had stuff happen with YouTube and my internet connection where it cut out and I had to restart the stream, but I don't think I've ever had an issue with OBS itself. I could be wrong, but today I did. Yeah, Evil Dead Rise looks promising. I haven't seen anything for it. I'm sure I'm not the biggest Evil Dead guy though. I like the first one. Second one and third one, I don't. If you like campy stuff, I like the first one more, I guess, because it's low budget, not quite as campy feel. I mean, it's a little bit campy, but it's a little bit goofy, but not too. It's not like the second and third one that just got really goofy. Just my opinion. Anyways. Got one for Macabre Show Stitches. It's cheesy, but God, I loved it. Okay, cool. Anyways, guys, I think that's all I have to say about Skinamarink. Go check it out if you haven't, but it's on Shudder. You have to have Shudder. I'm sure it'll be on Netflix or whatnot eventually. I don't even have Netflix anymore, so Netflix has been cracking down on people sharing passwords, whatever. So whatever. I don't care. I don't even really have time to watch stuff these days anyways. I wish I did. But I was glad I made time to watch Skinamarink. I was glad I did. Anyways, guys, 7 o'clock. Hey, there you go. 7 o'clock. I was kind of right with my timing there, right? 7 o'clock. Now we're going to talk about Valentine Bluffs, okay? A fan film, an unofficial sequel to My Bloody Valentine, 1981. Another Canadian film. Hey, we got a Canadian connection here. You got a Canadian host. We're talking about Canadian film Skinamarink, and we're talking about an American film that's a sequel to a Canadian film. It all connects, right? I need some water. What an idiot. I didn't bring water. Jeez. That's how you know that it's been a while since I've done one of these shows, because I didn't bring water. My mouth is getting dry. I'm talking like tongue tied the whole time, and my lisp is showing more than it usually does. Yes, I do have a slight lisp. It has to do with I chipped my tooth when I was young. Thank you guys for not commenting on. I know it's not like an overly strong lisp, but chipped my tooth, and it's been filled in. But I think that's the wrong tooth to get chipped, man. It's the wrong tooth to get chipped. No matter what, I got at least somewhat of a lisp, so it sucks. Hey, there's Mario from Degree Centigrade. Thank you for tuning in, Mario. I know it's been a while. You've missed all the Skinamarink chat, and we're gonna talk now about Valentine Bluffs, which is a new fan film, pretty new fan film. It came out, when did it come out? Well, February 14th, Valentine's Day, so just over a month ago. I'm good friends with the team from Valentine Bluffs. But hey, as much as I'm good friends, you guys know I don't sugarcoat stuff on here. So I'm going to talk the good and the bad about Valentine Bluffs. And that's, I even talked about the things that I would do differently on Skinamarink. It's mostly subjective. Although, I mean, I will say this, Valentine Bluffs does, the low budget shows in certain areas. So, I mean, not all of it's subjective as far as negative goes, but we'll get into that. So I hope you guys have seen Valentine Bluffs. And if you haven't, make sure to go check it out on YouTube. It is a great fan film, and it's another feature-length fan film. Now, when I first talked to Tom, Chuck, and Roland back in, when was that? It was like 2 years ago, nearly 2 years ago. So 2021, I had actually had a meeting with them, and we're both running Indiegogo campaigns, and we set up a meeting and tried, to help each other and all that kind of stuff. But when we first chatted, that first chat we had, they were just thinking about doing like a 45-minute short. So I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, that's good for you guys. At 45 minutes, it's probably about right. They still, Valentine Bluffs is about an hour and a half long, if I'm not mistaken. So they doubled down. They gave you the full feature you wanted. They gave you the full feature you wanted, that we all wanted. And this is what I like about fan films, man. We always go that extra mile to do our best for the fans, And we might not be fans of all these different films, Like you guys know I'm not a big Friday the 13th guy. And we got Peter Anthony in the chat if he's still around. He's been involved with 3 pretty well-known Friday the 13th fan films, Vengeance 2 and Roseblood. But that's okay, I can even still say, even though I'm not a Friday the 13th fan, I can recognize that Vengeance 2 is probably the best Friday the 13th fan film out there, because I could see everything that went into it, and I can see how many things in that movie were like, this is what fans want, I've seen enough Friday the 13th to know what fans want, right? So when I saw Vengeance 2 when that came out, I was like, oh my God, Friday the 13th fans are going to love this movie. And, unfortunately it did get flagged, just like the Sawyer Massacre did, but much early. So unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people, nowhere near as many people, saw Vengeance 2 as they should have. But I give props to everybody involved in those films, because even though Friday the 13th isn't my franchise, I can clearly see that that the love was definitely put into that. These are low budget films. I don't know what the exact budget is on those films, but it's not high. It's not high. It's not Hollywood level, folks. So you can just tell that we always want to give the fans what they want as best as we possibly can, and not everything's going to be for everybody. There's a lot of Chainsaw fans that don't like the Sawyer Massacre, and that's the way, because they see Chainsaw a little differently. And that's fine. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, is that everybody's got their own interpretations. So, I haven't seen any other My Bloody Valentines fan films out there. I haven't seen any other ones. So I believe this is the first, and making it a feature length film. Awesome. So, I actually really like the story, the overall story to Valentine Bluffs. The main character is looking for his father and all. Yeah, there was an interesting way to tell this story. So again, I hate to say spoilers. I have to talk spoilers a little bit, guys, a little bit. So, I mean, yeah, the story overall was pretty good. I would have probably done a few things here and there, maybe a tad different, but overall, and the acting, I gotta say, for a low budget fan film, there are some pretty damn good acting performances in this. I don't even know who a lot of these people are. I know everybody knows who Lloyd Kaufman is, but other than that, I don't think was there anybody else. I'm trying to remember if there's anybody else in Valentine Bluffs that I should recognize, probably, and I'm just not thinking about it. I have to rewatch it again. But I remember Lloyd Kaufman. Everybody remembers Lloyd Kaufman. But a lot of the actors were like, I didn't know who this was. I saw Roland Keller in it though. He's one of the producers, So that was good. Strong acting. These are important things, Good story, strong acting. And man, they got some killer ass locations. I'll say that too. They got some killer ass. The mine, holy crap! Like, part of me was like, well, if I didn't know, I would have thought they probably used stock footage for a lot of that. Obviously, though, when they're in the mine at the end, there's just no way that's stock footage. So that must have been tough to shoot in. I can only imagine. I got to get Tom on here someday, and he's got to talk about shooting in that mine. And well, he was on Peter Anthony's channel a while ago, and I think he did touch on the mine a little bit. I think so. What's John saying here? Or Fangoria Faithful First, I missed that chat. Come on, John. What? Number 6 is a classic. And then I'm missing stuff. I have a lisp too, man. So, who cares, right? Who cares? There's a Canadian horror film being filmed about the pig farm serial killer Picton. Oh, really? Yeah, I know. Well, I know all about Picton. He was one creepy looking dude. I've heard some different theories on the guy too. I don't know if any of them are true, but I heard that he was covering for some people too. But you see a picture of the guy, I'm like, no, that guy's a freaking killer. He's a creepy looking dude. He's pretty darn creepy. Did you get to see Oculus yet, man? Excuse me. I'm coming down with a cough. I did not get to see Oculus. I need water. That's okay. I got another 30 minutes of this thing anyways. I'll make it through. I'm going to power through. I'm not going to get up and get water. No way. I won't do that. I won't do that to you guys, leave you hanging. Have not seen Oculus yet. Where can I watch it, John? I don't even have Netflix anymore. If it's on Tubi or something, I can watch it. Or Amazon Prime, I guess. Although I think the films we get on Amazon Prime here in Canada are different than the ones you guys get in the States, I think. I don't know. So every time somebody, watch this on Amazon Prime, I go look it up. I can't find it. That's what it always seems to be. So no, I didn't get to see that. Oh, that was Joe from Fangoria Faithful. Friday the 13th. John says from Behind the Fiends, Friday the 13th should have ended after the 4th one. I know, boo me and shame. Hey, it's okay. A lot of these franchises should end after I totally think that Halloween should have ended after the 4th one. There should have been no Halloween, because there hasn't, in my opinion, there hasn't been a good Halloween movie since. I mean, there's been some mediocre, okay Halloween movie since Halloween 4. But realistically speaking, as far as good quality Halloween movies, Halloween 4 is the last quality one. Should have ended there. That's just my opinion, though. I'm sure there's a lot of people that love Curse of Michael Myers or H2O or Rob Zombies, and a lot of people, or the new ones. I actually still haven't seen Halloween Ends. I just heard enough negative stuff that I thought, I'm probably not going to like this. I might like it, though. I don't know. We'll see when it comes to streaming. But damn, if it's going to stream, it's going to come to Netflix. I'm not going to have Netflix anymore. I don't know when I'll get to see Halloween Ends. We'll see. What makes a fan film good is when all those involved love the OG. I agree with that. I agree. Okay. I give you 6 because of the undead Jason C.J. Graham. There you go. Yes, C.J. Jason was awesome. RV scene makes the flick good to see. Good to see. Scream should have been just 2 movies. Yeah, probably. Again, I haven't seen past the second movie, so I do have people tell me you should go watch some of the other ones. And maybe I will someday. It's definitely not something that's like huge on my radar. I'm just not a Scream fan. I don't know. I don't find Ghostface to be scary, intimidating at all, personally. It's kind of a cool concept behind him, but really it kind of lost its charm for me after the first one. It's like, to me, it's almost kind of a one-off movie. I don't know. Just me. Just for me, anyways. You know, they keep milking it, though. Scream 6, and then there's going to be Scream 7, I guess. I guess Scream 6 did so well that we're going to have Scream 7 and Scream 8 and Scream 23 if they want to. Anyways, back to Valentine Bluffs. I should have tagged Tom and Chuck and Roland to come check this out tonight. I didn't think to do that. What a dum-dum. I was so busy with I got so excited that Nika won her award. That's what it is. I got so excited. Shout out to Nika once again. Where is that? Shout out to Nika, by the way. Best Actress at the Film Basement Horror Film Awards. I think this is the first year that this festival has run. So, but congrats to Nika regardless. She is amazing. Hopefully she can win more awards for the SAWYER Massacre. We'll see. I hope so. But congrats. Whether if that's her only award for the SAWYER Massacre, hey, it's a great award to get. You know, I didn't enter for a lot of best actors, and I just kind of a lot of the festival. I did a few. You know, all entered multiple categories, but like that one, it was fairly cheap. I think that festival was only like $7 per category, so you know I didn't mind entering a few categories. So I was really happy that she won. Really happy she won. That kind of took my mind. I really should have tagged Chuck and Roland and Tom, of course, in this tonight because I'm talking about their film. But maybe they don't want to hear my criticisms, too. I got to give my criticisms. Was there anything else I wanted to touch, though, as far as positives? Yes, there is. Chuck Ryan as the miner. Holy crap. So we got a great story, great acting, great locations again. The town was great, by the way. And Chuck Ryan as the miner. Amazing. And the costume is, you knew the costume was going to be to a T. The right costume. You knew it was because you saw any of the promo stuff, you knew that it was going to be awesome, and it was. And Chuck Ryan just felt like the miner. So, anyways, those are some pretty strong positives to have in a low budget indie film. So, congrats again to the cast and crew of Valentine Bluffs. I think their movie's doing pretty decent on YouTube. I don't think it's been flagged or anything. I hope it doesn't. Jesus, knock on wood here. I'm not a superstitious guy, but I'm gonna knock on wood because I'm getting sick of seeing all of our films get flagged. It is what it is. I mean, I'm just glad that SAWYER Massacre got over 100,000 before it did get flagged. So thank God for that. But I mean, it sucks seeing your views go from 1,000 to 2,000 views a day to like 25 to 50 views a day. That kind of sucks. But it is what it is. We've had a few spikes here and there. It was like a couple days we had 100 views. But still, the last 2 months, it's been pretty slow. But hey, it is what it is. We got over 100,000 views. I don't know if I need water. I can't speak properly. I don't know if Valentine Bluffs will hit like 100,000 views or anything. Again, it's My Bloody Valentines, so it's not as famous a property as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so you can kind of think it probably won't get that high, but if it doesn't get flagged, then it'll probably do fairly decent. It could hit like 50K. I could see it. So if you haven't seen Valentine Bluffs, go check it out. It's pretty awesome. But again, it does have some negatives. So I think the biggest one, and I think anybody who's seen it can kind of verify, well, this was low budget, and I've heard Tom say he had some issues with crew members, and people bailing on them, just like we did. Thank God this key position didn't bail on us, and that was the audio department. It's judging from what I hear in the audio for Valentine Bluffs, it sounds like there was some good equipment used, but not really necessarily handled by somebody who is an expert, because it's very inconsistent. You'll have one scene where the audio sounds very crisp and clear, and then another scene where it sounds really poor. So, and sometimes that depends on the setting. It depends on exactly how many lavs they have. Maybe they only have a lav for one actor and not for two actors, that sort of thing. Because a lot of those close-up shots and stuff, you want to make sure you're getting the lavs to get those. But it did sound inconsistent throughout a lot of it, and some of it was really poor. But again, some of it was really good. So I felt like there was some gear, maybe not enough gear, but probably not the right sound recordist handling it. Somebody inexperienced. I'm sure it was a very eager person that was handling the sound department, but this kind of stuff happens in indie film, and it's not the worst I've heard in indie film. I've heard worse audio, believe me. Go watch Birdemic. Oh my God. If anybody know what Birdemic is, oh my God. That might have that could win a worst audio award. It could win a worst anything film wise award. It's so bad in all aspects. And I believe that film had a comparable budget to us as well. I believe it did. It was like $25,000 or something like that. It's just terrible. But it's a lack of experience though too. So I think that was probably made by a first-time filmmaker, and hey, at least they went out and did it, right? They went out and did it, and many wouldn't even do that. So props to anybody who goes out and makes a film, because holy crap, it's a tough thing to do. It might not be the best thing in the world, but I've seen a lot of terrible films, that bad stories, bad acting, bad technical problems, but at least they went out and did it. So I give props to anybody that actually has the balls to actually go out and make the damn film. Because a lot of people say they're going to make the film, and it's like, holy crap, where's this film you said you're going to make, Just saying. So props to anybody that actually goes out and make a film. But the audio in Valentine Bluffs definitely could be better. It could be better, but it's not the worst I've ever heard. But yeah, inconsistencies. I'll probably talk to. I may have even already talked to Tom about that a little bit too. But him and I have had so many chats. He's a great guy to chat with. Actually, he's really strong. Oh, another thing I gotta say, as far as things I really like about the movie, I can't believe I didn't put this on my list. The SFX. The SFX by Sick and Twisted, Tom himself, and probably he has an assistant. I don't know. Really good. Really on point. Yeah, you'll dig the SFX in Valentine Bluffs. Very good gore effects. So, but back to sort of some of the criticisms, okay? So we mentioned the audio, and you know what? That's indie filmmaking for you. I'm just going to say you can't really, it's hard to blame them for the audio because I believe Tom said they had people lined up. They had an audio guy lined up. They had a whole camera team lined up that bailed on them. And they already had actors booked in, and so they had to shoot. They had to find people like that on the spot. So that's a tough thing to get over. The fact they even got a film, to be honest with you, is probably, I mean, it's very similar to what we went through on the SAWYER Massacre. They just had some different departments bail on them that we didn't have. And that's a tough challenge. You know, when you got your camera department and your sound department bailing on you. I don't know how long before it was before, like we had people bailing on us right before shooting, like the day of. We were ghosted, right? But it wasn't the camera, it wasn't the sound, it wasn't actors, it was the transportation department, it was the caterer, it was one of the, somebody that was supplying a vehicle. Well, actually multiple vehicles. Like we went from 7 vehicles to 2 vehicles within one day. The day from the day before shooting to the day of shooting, and those are the vehicles to be used in the film. We ended up with 3 though. But anyways, that's beside the point. The point really is that they had a lot to deal with, and so it's hard to really blame them too much for the audio. One thing I will say though is, as far as another little it's kind of nitpicky, but the ending of the film, couple things with the ending. I get the reveal of who is the minor. I get it. I felt like there was something that was kind of funny about it though, but I could see it coming as soon as it was revealed that the kind of the main character was actually the minor. Again, spoilers. Sorry for anybody who hasn't seen it. I'm gonna get to Pupo's comment after I finish this thought. I have a thought, and it's gone. That's from Dick Tracy. I don't know. It's Al Pacino and Dick Tracy. I did have a thought. No, I forgot. No, but yeah, revealing that. I think the one thing I felt kind of weird about that, and I think it makes, he was the one that made the most sense to be the killer, but the fact that he killed his girlfriend, like one of the first victims, I believe, was his own girlfriend. I didn't see any reason why he would kill his girlfriend. So I think maybe I missed something there. It's possible I missed something there, but I'm kind of like, why did he kill his own girlfriend that he doesn't seem to have any issues with at all? He seems very happy with. Kind of strange that he killed his own girlfriend, and then he's looking for her later. Like at that time, I wasn't thinking. I was definitely thinking it couldn't be him. That was the killer. But towards the ending, I'm kind of starting to think, okay, maybe it was him. But the one thing about the ending, though, was that felt kind of strange was the death of the girl character. I can't remember her name. She was like the daughter or the granddaughter. Was it daughter? I think it was daughter of somebody from the original. Anyways, it's kind of like, I get it. She could have died for sure. It's not like a logistical thing that there's no way that she would have died. She could have died from her injuries for sure. It's just kind of strange from a writing perspective that you have a character survive this whole ordeal until the end of the ordeal that's happening, and they've caught the killer, and then transition she's made it through and they've rescued her or whatever. Yay, she's rescued. Go through all that kind of thing, and then the next scene cuts and you're at her funeral. It's kind of strange that they chose to do that. I don't know if it was for some kind of shock value or anything. I'll have to talk to Tom and find out why he chose to do that. So it was kind of strange for me, that ending. That it was a little strange for me. But that's about it. That's really like some logistical things, like I mentioned, with the killer and that these are like my biggest issues with it. So I mean, hey, they're negatives, but at the end of the day, I really like the movie. I really like it. It almost I should almost go back and watch the original again. It has been a while since I've seen the original My Bloody Valentine. I feel bad because it's Canadian too. I got to support those Canadian films. But yeah, I mean, it was a very well done unofficial sequel. To me, it feels official to me, but it is unofficial though. But a lot of good things. I think obviously if they had the time to tweak a few things, it would definitely be better. But yeah, I mean, you can't criticize things too much, like the audio. But I am interested to know why he chose that ending. It felt a little bit strange to me. Tom, I'm going to talk to you about that. Tom, you got to. But hey, a lot of people wonder why I chose the ending I did. What's with that baby scream, huh? What is with that baby scream? Okay, I got to get to you, Pupu Das's new promotion, Vintage Films. Absolutely agree. And going by that logic, I think we should get to see a fan film inspired by the cult classic slasher The Burning. Ooh, that's an interesting idea there, man. I would like to see that. It's been a while since I've seen The Burning too. I really like The Burning though. It's good. I that's one movie I'm surprised I haven't seen a remake for. Because I think now there's not a lot of movies I would be on board for a remake for, but I think I would be on board for a remake of The Burning. Now, of course, Hollywood would probably butcher it, but it'd be cool if somebody indie got to do a remake of The Burning, but it probably will never happen. You never know. You just never know. But anyways, I think I missed a few here, didn't I? What am I missing here? Scream should have been. Okay. So, John from Behind the Fiends says, I did cause 2 kids to get to fanboy and kill a classmate in Florida. Cassie Joe Stoddard in 2007. Scream that. It's always, you're still talking about Scream. Okay. I was like, oh, what the hell? Pupuda says, big shout out to Nika, for her amazing performance, and you should submit SAWYER Massacre to more film festivals in all categories. Yeah, I submitted to a lot of festivals, Pupu. We did submit to quite a few. Maybe not as many as I would have had we not already released the film. Because, a lot of festivals won't even accept films that are already released. That's just a fact. And it is kind of frowned upon for festivals to accept films that are released. So the fact that we even got accepted is actually amazing. Like, we've had a couple of not selected already. A few, 2 or 3 not selected. And I think a lot of it is, the festival might not have genuinely not liked the film. It's not for everybody, right? But I think we'll probably get a lot more of those than I normally would, simply because it is frowned upon for a movie to be released and be in a festival. Like the festivals want the festival to be their first showing, pre-release stuff, So, so we probably won't get into too many festivals. If this is our only festival that we actually get into, hey, I'm still happy with it. There's a good chance that this will be the only festival we get into because of that. But every festival that I could enter multiple categories, I did. It's just a lot of them don't have multiple categories. It's like some of them only have like 2 categories: best short film, best feature film, or whatever, right? Some of them have like best for have categories for different genres: best sci-fi horror, best psychological horror, best supernatural or paranormal horror, or whatever, right? And so best slasher film, and so on and so forth. But a few of them had ones for best actor and stuff like that. And those ones that did, I submitted. I entered in those categories for sure, because because I would like to see the cast get some recognition. I think we had a fantastic cast, and the crew too. I think I entered into a couple different best cinematography categories, and 1 or 2 best audio categories. So it's best sound design, I should say. So Kyle Haim might get an award. Ben Marcy Hilton might get an award. You never know. It's possible. I don't know how biased these festivals are on stuff like that. I'm just not sure. I don't have a ton of festival experience. I got a little bit with some of my past short films that won a few awards and whatnot. So for us to win any award after it's been released is amazing, as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, John from Behind the Fiends says, I wish there would be a fan film for the Hidden Gem Prowler. Oh, yeah, that would be a cool one, too. That movie is so good and underappreciated. I agree, man. I agree. YouTube is changing policy on stickers, so fingers crossed. Well, maybe, I don't know have any of you tried to send in super stickers tonight? Or strictness. Sorry, I misread. I'm dyslexic. Strictness. Strictness for what, though? Hopefully they don't try to ban this stuff I'm doing. If it's for films, whatever. If it's for indie films, like I've already been flagged for the SAWYER Massacre, so whatever. We were reported for 18 plus content by a YouTube user. That's okay. I mean, I don't like it. I mean, obviously, there's a big part of me that like, I bet we'd be probably could be at like 250,000 views by now. I don't know. Anyways, new promotion vintage films. Absolutely agree. And going by that logic, I think we should get to see a fan film inspired by the cult classic Slasher of the Burn. Oh, I already read that one. Oh yeah, that's right. I went back. Sorry, I'm getting so confused. You can tell I haven't done this in a while. We're almost done here, folks. I've said everything I needed to say about both of these movies. Now they're gonna lighten up on how hard they hit videos with age and language. Yeah, we'll see. You know what? I swear on this podcast a little bit. I don't swear that much. Jesus Christ. Watch them. They won't like Jesus Christ, probably. I don't know. Whatever. It's kind of a bummer if they do, but I'm just trying to not think about it. I'm just on here doing this stuff to kind of get stuff out, talk about stuff, talk to you guys. I always like doing it live. I always want to do the show live to talk to people in the chat. So I feel like I'm, conversing a little bit. I really like it when I have somebody on with me. Just that I have to use StreamYard for that. I'm sure there's better ways now. I don't know. Maybe they'll make a way for OBS to do that. I don't know. Maybe they have and I just don't know about it. If so, let me know. Anyways. Yeah, okay. I think we've covered about everything we want to talk about tonight. But yeah, in the comments, if you're watching this after the fact, let me know some theories you might have on Skinamarink. Let me know if you liked it. Did you like Skinamarink? Did you hate Skinamarink? You're probably in either one of those camps. And same with Valentine Bluffs. I haven't seen a lot of negativity towards Valentine Bluffs. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the criticisms I had tonight will end up being looked at as like the most critical out there. So it's you know what? It's a low budget fan film. I give props to these guys. They did a fantastic job. They worked their asses off, and yeah, they had some issues. Yes, the film's not perfect, but man, they did a damn good job. They did a damn good job. Feature length film, very 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 similar as far as budget goes to the Sawyer Massacre. We both had very similar budgets, so I give a lot of props. I give credit where credit's due, and expect to see more from Sick and Twisted and Tom Smith and the whole gang there. Awesome people. And thank you guys all for tuning in. I hope to be back real soon. It won't be as long a break, I'll tell you that much. Definitely won't. Who knows? You never know. I might be back next week. Because I do miss doing this. It's just been time, man. It's been time management. But now that I've finally got the majority of the perks shipped out, John, do you have all your perks now? I don't know. I know we shipped out some of your stuff recently, not too long ago. So hopefully you got all your perks. We shipped to Hawaii, so that's all I know. It was a Oahu address or something like that. I can't remember, but you should have a few things. So let me know if you got everything. I say that to people. You know, I hope you got it. I hope you all get it. And, you know, we did have a couple issues with our Blu-rays. A few people's Blu-rays didn't work, you know. I guess there are a couple defective ones, but we resent them out, and, you know, a few bucks out of my pocket, but, you know, whatever. You know, everybody's got to have a Blu-ray. It was about 3 or 4 people, I think. 3 or 4 people messaged me, said, hey, my Blu-ray doesn't work. Oh, okay, reship them. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe something with the manufacturer, probably. I don't know. Anywho, guys, you guys are awesome. Again, congratulations to Nika Lowe for her big win. So proud of her. And thank you guys all for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. I'll keep you guys posted, and I won't make you wait as long this time. So have yourself a good night. New Vintage Phils, I've got all my perks. Good for you. I'm glad you got all your perks. Yeah, and I hope John did too. But he probably took off now. Probably did, but he'll let me know at some point. John, I'll probably go back on your podcast sometime. I miss chatting with you too. I miss chatting with people. That's all I can say. All right, guys, have yourselves a good night. See ya.